Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Aftermath. I'm your host, Noah,
And I'm Simeon.
and today we've got a banger of an episode. It's a bit late, though.
Yes.
We apologize.
Yes, we do apologize to all our adoring fans out there that we missed out. Just due to some technical difficulties, really, we decided to review a lot of articles, and it just wasn't entertaining.
It was funny for us.
It was
we
funny
enjoyed
for us,
it,
but when going back and listening to it, it was boring.
yeah. And I mean, since we only upload like once a month, we want to make sure that it's at least decent.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, we're here now.
Yep.
And that's all that matters. Hopefully, we're recording this in February. Hopefully, our editor can get it to us to upload before the end of February.
I feel like we can. It's the 25th. We got time.
Yeah, we got time.
So you, my friend, just got back from Disney.
I did.
How was that?
It was a wonderful trip. We spent 5 days in the parks and a day at SeaWorld.
Fun.
And it was a lot of fun. The one thing I will say, we went to Magic Kingdom first.
Right.
And that park is, most of its splendor is geared towards the younger age crowd. So I remember, we went to Disney when we were younger, and I remember liking it that first time, but this time I was kind of like, meh. No, I was secretly hoping, like, I hope the rest of Disney won't be like this. But thankfully it wasn't. Like, the other parks were amazing. Probably had the most fun in Epcot we've ever had.
Yeah. Epcot's definitely an older, like, not as much for kids.
Yeah,
park.
I remember when I was little being like, man, Epcot only had like, because I called it Epcot. Epcot only had like 5 rides, and then it was just a bunch of boring countries.
Yeah. The world's so boring, man.
This time I actually enjoyed walking around
and
seeing all the different countries, though.
No, yeah, that was really
a great time. And I guess we should spend most of the time on Disney talking about the new Star Wars place.
Oh, for sure. Now, I went last year. I went, I think, 2 months before it opened. So I got to see it. I got to see inside of it, but I never got to go in. So what was it like? Because I'm thinking of going.
It was honestly like I expected it to be, which was really, really good. It was definitely Disney. Okay, so first, since pretty much all I have to say is good things about it, I'll lead off with the one negative about it. Okay. Is that it was totally geared towards the last 3 movies.
The sequels.
Yeah, the sequels. And those are the worst movies with arguably the worst cast. And so it was everything was first order, when I felt like it would have been cooler if it was Empire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, yeah, I got you.
But it is what it is. But it was still amazing.
It's still Star Wars, so.
Right. They have like 2 stormtroopers walking around in full costume. And I went up to one and I was like, "Hey, you. Are you an actual clone, or are you just a fake like Finn?"
What do you have to say about that?
He got, I'm not even kidding you, he got about an inch from my face to face. Like, I probably could have stuck out my tongue and licked his helmet. And he was like, "That's none of your concern."
That's amazing.
And I was like, alright, whatever.
Alright.
No, it was really fun to walk around. It felt like you were in... It was called the Black Spire Outpost, which I don't think is from any official Star Wars.
Not that I know of.
Maybe it'll be in the 7th season of Clone Wars.
Maybe. That
Disney Plus is doing. But it wasn't an actual world that you would see in Star Wars. But it was still cool. It felt like kind of Mos Eisley type feel to it.
Right.
And I got blue milk.
Got blue milk? The famous... Luke Skywalker blue milk.
Yes,
it's good stuff.
It was actually really good.
Yeah.
Everyone asked me what was it like. Well, I describe it as it was basically a creamy slushy, and they had both blue and green milk, and it had like coconut milk in it for the creaminess, and then it was basically tasted like the flavor you would expect that color slushy to be.
So like a blueberry or
it was like a blue raspberry, but creamier.
Huh.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound too bad.
It was
I'm
good.
assuming the green milk is the stuff that Luke got out of that creature in The Last Jedi.
That's the only thing I can think.
Okay. It's just the visuals gonna keep me from drinking that.
Right. Go with the blue milk, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's what I did just because of the Bushes of Love bad lip reading song.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to do it.
So, are there any rides in that, or is it more of just like a walk around, visit shops?
It's definitely more of a walk around, visit shops, but there are 2 rides, and one of the rides is the best ride in all of Disney.
Okay.
It's called The Rise of the Resistance, and it's like an experience. It's not only like it probably takes a good 25 minutes to go through, which Disney's really great at disguising waiting. Like they'll bring you into a room and then show you something, but you're still waiting. Like, right. You're still not on the ride, but this one did the best of it. Like you felt like you were having a part of the experience in line and stuff. And then the part of the ride was really fun too. The effects, bro. They had lasers, and you could actually see the laser flying through the air.
Wow.
And the wall where it hit would get quote unquote damaged, and sparks would fly. And you have an AT shooting at you or an AT-AT, and it like the lasers fly over your head and just annihilates the wall behind you.
Wow.
It is the
Don't
best.
spoil
effects.
too much. I might be going, but
I won't. But I'm just telling you, the effects are amazing.
All right.
And then there's the Han Solo Smuggler's Run, which is basically a simulator where you get to fly the Millennium Falcon. Well,
amazing.
You have pilots, gunners, and engineers. The pilots are the only ones that are fun.
Yeah.
Like just in and of themselves, it's still a fun
the gunners
ride.
would be pretty fun.
No, all you do is
guys.
press a button. Like it's pretty much all automated. There's not much you can do.
Dang it! Oh well.
Yeah, they could have done something worth that. But
like the whole swinging the gun around.
right,
thing.
I know your Millennium Falcon style. Yeah,
yeah,
totally. But thankfully, Zach and I got the pilots.
Zach, his brother, by the way.
Yes, Zach, my brother. Zach, my brother, was not aware that we were actually in control of the ship. And so I had the left and right stick, and he had the up and down stick. So I was dodging as much as I could, but then there would be like a horizontal line, like a horizontal beam that we're flying straight at. I'm like, Zach, go down, pull up. Just bam, we run into it. But halfway through, he realized he was in control, and we did much better. But the coolest part of that ride, you get off the planet and into space, and it's like, all right, let's go into hyperspace, and that like silver stick lights up green, and you actually get to pull it back. And like when we saw that thing light up, Zach and I looked at each other, and it was like we were 6 years old again. We're like, we get to put the hyperspace.
That's cool.
But
That's
no,
awesome.
it was a great experience. I got some great merch.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got those. Sabacc is the gambling game that Han Solo won the Millennium Falcon in.
Oh, fun.
And so I got that game, and then I also got Han's golden dice to hang over my rearview mirror. That he puts.
That's so cool.
It's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah.
So jealous.
Disney was a good time, and I definitely hope to go back eventually.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to our next topic.
All right.
What you select.
Okay, how about... So there's been this thing going around. You might have heard of it. It's called the coronavirus. Pretty big deal, so they say.
Yeah, so they say. It's just the government.
It's the government.
No,
Mind control.
The memes already died, but they went on for what would you say, 2-3 weeks?
Yeah.
It was some decent memes. Some of them you felt kind of bad laughing at, or just didn't want to laugh at all. But now the memes are all over, and it's starting to like get more serious, but kind of not serious yet.
I mean, people have died from it, so it's like...
Well, yeah.
It is a serious
thing.
It
is serious. I was listening to a radio show, and apparently the director of the CDC, the
Center for Disease Control,
Center for Disease Control, she was like, Americans need to start preparing for a a situation that may be bad involving coronavirus, it seemed a bit over the top because like, what are you gonna do to prepare, right?
Right.
There's not a vaccine you can get or anything like that.
Wash your hands.
We did look it up. We talked about coronavirus in our failed episode,
Yeah.
and we did look it up, and it was like the CDC's recommendations were just,
Wash your hands.
don't lick the floor, like
Just be clean people.
just try to have a little bit of hygiene.
Yeah. Some people are saying it's airborne now. I don't know if that's confirmed by like any officials or whatever, but so that's something.
Some people have gone as far as to suggest that you should stay home, don't let your kids go to school, don't go to work, and communicate only via Skype.
Right. Because airborne disease can be transmitted over telephone.
Of course, you're breathing into the receiver, it goes into their ear on the other end.
Exactly.
It's game over for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Skype, it'll just go into the hacker's ear.
Exactly. That random creep who's got tabs on your webcam. Yeah. He's going to get coronavirus. That'll show him.
Big brain.
Or her. We don't want to be.
We don't want to be.
Yeah, we don't want to be.
We don't want to assume.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Have you heard the conspiracy theory about the coronavirus?
No, I don't think so.
So, my dad, I don't know how he heard about this, but he told me, he was like,
He seems to be in on all the conspiracy theories to a concerning point.
Well, I'll let you be the judge of that. He was trying when I was getting born. Mm-hmm. He spent most of the time in the hospital, I guess, as a mechanism for coping with the stress of his wife having the first child. He spent his time trying to convince the nurses that Elvis was not dead.
Okay.
Yes. So, and then he talked to someone who knew Elvis's brother, and the guy was like, Elvis is dead. His brother told me he's dead. And so for a long time, Dad dropped the conspiracy theory, but recently it just occurred to him that that's exactly what Elvis's brother would tell you if Elvis was still alive.
I mean, no, you got a point.
They have it, ladies and gentlemen, Elvis, Juice WRLD, and Tupac, and maybe XXXTentacion. They're still hanging out somewhere.
What was that? Did you have a stroke in the middle of
I
saying
have no
his
idea
name?
how to actually pronounce that rapper's name.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah. So what about that coronavirus conspiracy theory?
Oh yeah, that one. It's a biological weapon actually developed by the Chinese government, and it either accidentally got released or purposely got released. And either way, the Chinese are now using the opportunity to test the effectiveness of their weapon.
Isn't that exactly the plot of the Maze Runner? They release the flare, and then this all... So kids, if what is it, Wicked comes to your house and says, hey, we need a testing group, say no, because they'll put you in a maze with grievers. I think that's what they're called, right?
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Or maybe you and I should start Wicked in the real world.
There you go.
And call it...
Yeah. Not Wicked.
Not Wicked, because that would be too obvious.
What should we call it?
What should we call it?
Has to have C in it, because for coronavirus.
Crooked.
Crooked? How about, wait, no. Coronavirus retainment. Coronavirus retainment.
Yeah, we'll figure out the meaning of the acronym later.
Right.
Crooked.
Crooked. I was going for a shorter one. What's something that starts with A? That would work.
Awful.
No.
All right. Put a pin in that one.
For our center for dealing with coronavirus.
Via a giant underground maze.
Right.
With a fake sky.
That's pretty cool.
Fake sky. Okay, so Yeah, it's a biological weapon, so watch out.
Fun.
All right, next, not that topic wasn't serious, but we didn't end up taking it too seriously.
Yeah.
This next topic is no joke.
Very serious.
We recently experienced a tragedy and lost a great player of the great sport basketball.
Yep.
We would let's have a moment of silence for Mr. Kobe Bryant
And his family.
and his family. All right.
A little late, but
It's
still.
a little late, but it's still
Needed to be said.
It did need to be addressed. Noah, in case our listeners aren't familiar, you want to tell them what happened?
Right. So essentially, I think it was Kobe Bryant and his daughter, and also one of his daughter's teammates and her dad, and maybe another teammate. Maybe. And they were flying in a helicopter to his daughter's practice or one of her games.
Yeah, one of her basketball-related activities.
Yeah, and the plane crashed, and did they all die?
No, I don't think there are any survivors. No.
Yeah,
so it's really sad, and but it has given a lot of opportunity for reflection on what an influence he was on the game.
Indeed, yeah.
And I thought it was neat to see all the Kobe Bryant Legends Never Die merch.
Yes.
That came out, and people walking around wearing that now. It's just cool to see.
People supporting him
and his family.
Yeah.
Yes.
And our prayers definitely go out.
Yes. To Kobe Bryant and his family.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to our last topic of the day. Noah, would you like to introduce?
Yeah. So the flip phone's back apparently, but not in the way that you think. They just couldn't stay away from it.
It just no.
So it's the Galaxy Z Flip, and apparently it's a foldable smartphone, just like the one you have right now, probably. Maybe watching this on or listening. But it folds in half like a flip phone, which I don't really see the point. I don't see what there is to gain by doing that, but it is a cool concept having a foldable screen.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there like a line where
there actually isn't.
flip
If you
is?
look at the picture, it's pretty seamless actually.
Really?
Yeah, here, let me see if I can pull it up.
Okay. Well, while he's looking for that,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, because it's gonna make the phone pretty thick when you fold it over on
But
itself.
it'll be shorter.
But it will
So-
be shorter.
So for girls' pockets, I guess.
Yeah,
it'd be
that
nice.
makes sense. You know, yeah, walking around and seeing like an iPhone 6 Plus hanging out of one of those girls' back pockets. I'm like, anyone with zero pickpocketing experience could steal that easily.
Could fall out as you're walking.
So, ladies, if you wear jeans with those types of pockets, you might want to consider this phone.
The Galaxy Z Flip. It's from 940. Is that euros? I don't know.
Okay.
Figure out what that actually means.
940 pretty up there in the price range. I don't know how that translates to dollars, but
It's 1,023 US dollars.
Dollars. Wow. And that's like right up there with the iPhones.
Yeah, but it is again foldable, and I had the picture. I just got rid of it to see how much 940 euros is in dollars, but
Yeah.
it's pretty seamless. So
Okay.
we'll see.
Yeah. It sounds like a neat concept. I just
Yeah.
kind of feel like that means that with the current technology available, they're running out of things to do.
Right.
Like I think we've already seen that with iPhone. It's like
Just
better
add another
camera.
just continually adding more cameras. We're going down this road and we can never stop.
Like, I mean, I think the most recent actually cool thing is the wireless charging
Wireless
of
charging.
other
Right,
devices. I don't think Apple has that yet.
They're going to, I think,
Yeah.
with their next phone. They released that they're going to have power sharing, which means that you can share
That's
power
cool.
with
When
other
does the next
iPhones.
phone come out?
I don't know. if it's following like its normal release schedule, sometime in the summer, I think.
Okay. Because
Let me see.
I'm eligible for an upgrade now, and I'm still with my iPhone 6s, but it's starting to fail me. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, Life 360, that app that
September.
yeah.
It's coming out in September.
Okay, September. Yeah, so my phone yesterday on Life 360 told my mom that I was in like a random apartment complex for
Mhm.
like 3 hours that I was never at. So she freaked out.
Yeah.
And I was like, dumb phone. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes it's time to, let the old one go, get an upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my 2010 MacBook will never die.
Will never die. It will stay forever.
All right, we're approaching. We hit 21 minutes just now, so I guess we should wrap it up.
Yep.
Because we're trying to keep these things on the shorter end on the podcast spectrum.
Right. Don't want to bore you guys too much.
So and again, sorry we're late on this, but
Yep.
that means it's less time in between this one and the next one. So.
That's true.
Yep.
We might try to have 2 in March to make up for it. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, we'll see. All right.
Yeah.
Well, till next time, guys.
Peace out.